I'd like to call this meeting of the Show City Council to order. Show that all council members are present with the exception of Councilman Hatch, who has to be excused tonight. Tonight, I've asked Councilman Whipple to lead us in the invocation, followed by I'll lead us in the pledge. If you all would like to stand and join us, you may do so.
Dear Heavenly Father, as we come before Thee this evening, we are grateful for the opportunity that we have to meet as a council. We are grateful for the time and effort that the staff put into making this meeting possible. We are especially grateful for the moisture that we have received and continue to ask Thee to bless us so we can receive more. At this time, we ask Thee to bless us so we can make wise decisions this evening. And these things we pray for in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman Whipple. Our next item on the agenda is call to the public.
Any citizen desiring to speak on a matter that is within the jurisdiction of the City Council may do so at this time. Comments shall be limited to 3 minutes per person and shall be addressed to the City Council as a whole and not to any individual member. Issues raised shall be limited to those within the jurisdiction of City Council. Pursuant to the Arizona Open Meeting Law, the City Council cannot discuss or act on the presented items at this time. At the conclusion of the call to the public, individual City Council members may respond to criticism made by those who have spoken, ask staff to review the matter, or ask that the matter be put on a future agenda.
Thank you, and I do have one. Mr. Roberts.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I'm here tonight to say thank you for all the support that we receive from the city and from all of their departments and from all the residents of the city and all the businesses in the city, because we had a fantastic car show on the 6th of June. Our target every year is to have 200 cars. We had 230 registered this year, so we had more than sold out. We had, as near as we can tell by the metrics that we used, we had over 4,000 people that came in. So I want to say thanks. In particular, we need to thank the people from the Parks and Recreation Department. They did fantastic. Public Works did fantastic. The Police Department helped us with Cavalcade. We need to point out some of our bigger sponsors. Hatch Toyota did a great job with the Burger Burn that we had on Friday night, and the cruise that we had from the church was well attended. We had about 135 cars there. It all went well. We had perfect weather, perfect attendance. We think it was an excellent time, and we thank the city for the use of the field and all they've done to support us. So thanks very much to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. All I heard was great things, and I want to thank Councilman Adams for picking a mayor's choice for me. He thought it was just going to be an hour walk through all the cars until he texted me about 3 hours later and still couldn't make a decision, but I think he finally did. He picked a nice Chevy pickup. But anyway, thank you, Doug, for everything. Next item on the agenda is a consent calendar. We'll entertain a motion for consideration of approval of renewal agreement with White Mountain Meals on Wheels, consideration of approval of renewal agreement with Show Low Historical Society, consideration of approval renewal agreement with Show Low Main Street, consideration of approval of renewal agreement with the Show Low Chamber, consideration of approval annual purchase of orders for fiscal year 2027, consideration of resolution number R 2026-16, adapting annual policy, consideration of adoption of resolution number R 2026-15, designated chief fiscal officer for the city of Show Low, consideration of approval of bilateral lease amendment DFC 26 lease number LAZ 02201, consideration of bilateral lease amendment number DFC 26 lease. We have a few of these tonight. Number LAZ 02265 with General Service Administration. Consideration of approval of emergency facilities and land use agreement with the United States Department of Agriculture. Consideration of approval of agreement with Earthscope. Consideration of acceptance of the Aquatic Center parking lot. consideration of acceptance of the Sholo Public Works building design build, consideration of acceptance of the Timothy McKay Memorial Park building remodel, consideration of acceptance of City Hall security improvements, consideration of approval of Pet Ally Shelter Service Agreement, consideration of minutes of the Shoalo City Council on June 2nd, 2026. Councilman Adams.
Make a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Got a motion, got a second by Vice Mayor. All those in favor? All those opposed, motion passed unanimously. Next item on the agenda is consideration of acceptance of access control system replacement by AMK Solutions LLC, approval of scope revision and authorize of associate budget transfers. Mr. Tewalt.
Hey, good evening, Mayor and council members. At the December 9th, 2025 City Council meeting, a contract was awarded to AMK Solutions LLC for an amount not to exceed $156,428.75 for the replacement of access control systems throughout the city of Shoalo. The city had an outdated access control system that required replacement. The new system significantly enhances, that's a tough word to say tonight, sorry about that, the city's security infrastructure by restricting access to sensitive area and maintaining a detailed log of date, time, and employee identity for each access event. The city requested a scope revision from the contractor to accommodate the Shoalo Police Department Evidence Building Gate Addition at the additional cost of $3,454.96. Staff recommends accepting the access control system replacement completed by AMK Solutions LLC, approving the scope revision resulting in a final total cost of $159,883.75, authorizing the associated budget transfers, releasing the retainage, and initiating the 2-year warranty period.
Thank you. Any questions or comments or motions? Councilman Judd.
Move to accept the access control replacement completed by AMK Solutions LLC. Approve the scope revision resulting in the final cost of $159,883.75. Authorize the associated budget transfer, release the retainage, and initiate the 2-year warranty period.
Okay, I got a motion, got a second by Councilman Whipple. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Next item on the agenda is consideration and acceptance of Ellsworth and Sylvester Water Line, City of Shoalo Project Number 7602611-3, approval of scope revision and authorize associated budget transfers. Mr. Reed.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The 2025 city budget has remaining funds available for the NPC Waterline and Fools Hollow Phase 2 Waterline Replacement projects. That's not the right one. As funds remaining for the Ellsworth and Sylvester Waterline project. The project scope included installation of the new 8-inch and 6-inch water lines, fire hydrants, water services, and related appurtenances along 3301 South Mountain Road, SR 260, near Ellsworth Road, and in the Fools Hollow subdivision along West Sylvester Circle. At the February 17th, 2026 City Council meeting, a construction contract was awarded to Apache Underground, LLC, for an amount not to exceed $157,941.00. After public solicitation of bids from qualified contractors. Completion of the project also required a scope revision at an additional cost of a net $38,419.80 for realignment of a new 8-inch water main along SR 260 to avoid an unmarked fiber optic line discovered during construction. Realignment of the new water main included concrete slurry backfill as well as removal and replacement of the shoulder pavement section along SR 260 to satisfy the Arizona Department of Transportation requirements. Staff recommends accepting the Ellsworth and Sylvester waterline replacements. City of Show Low project number 760-26113, approving the scope revision resulting in a final total cost of $196,360.80, authorizing the associated budget transfers, releasing the retainage, and initiating the 2-year warranty period.
Councilman Adams.
Make a motion.
Before you do, can you explain to me, you said something about meet ADOT's requirements. Where is this running into ADOT requirement?
We had to realign a portion of the 8-inch at Ellsworth. Because the unmarked fiber optic cable was in the way, we actually had to move it underneath the shoulder of SR 260, and that required modification of our permit with ADOT.
Okay, is that what's going on in front of the Liberty Fence store, or is this project hasn't started, right?
No, it's all finished. This is acceptance of the project.
Acceptance, so it is that part of that. Okay. Go ahead, Councilman Adams.
I move to accept the Ellsworth and Sylvester water line replacement City of Show Low project number 760261113, approving the scope revision resulting in the final cost of $196,360.80. Authorize the the associated budget transfer, release the retainage, and initiate the 2-year warranty period.
Got a motion, I'll go ahead and second it. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed, motion passed unanimously. Thank you, sir. Next item on the agenda is consideration of award of a contract for purchase of tasers from Axon Enterprise, Inc. Chief Westover.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, staff. Show Police Department uses tasers from Axon Enterprise as a less than lethal option in the performance of their duties. The current Taser 7s are approaching their end of life and will no longer be supported by the vendor. The latest version, Taser 10, was introduced in 2023 and has proven to be a reliable option for police worldwide. The Charlotte Police Department negotiated a 5-year contract with Axon for the Taser 10 at a total of $203,784.84. The cost per year is $27,385 for the first year, and then the following 4 years are $44,107. This is a sole source purchase, as no other company makes a comparable product to the Taser. Staff recommends approval of the contract to purchase tasers from Axon Enterprises Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $203,784.84.
Thank you, sir. Any questions or comments? How many tasers is that per year? Is it unlimited?
No, it's for our full staff. I think they quoted us at the 36 sworn positions and a couple extras. I can get you that exact number here. if
Oh,
you
that's
want it.
okay. I was more curious of, these are the new version, but it's 2023, so they're 3 years old. So when you shoot one, do they get replacements for them?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yep, Taser cartridges are additional. These are completely different systems. The Taser 7s we have now have like 2 cartridges that shoot out 2 probes each. These have 10 to where you can shoot them individually and be a lot more efficient. They shoot 20 feet further. They're just completely different systems, different cartridges, different capabilities.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments, or motions? Vice Mayor.
I move to award a 5-year contract with Axon Enterprise Incorporated for the purchase of new tasers and requisite supplies in an amount not to exceed $203,784.84.
Thank you. I got a motion. Got a second by Councilman Whipple. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next item on the agenda is consideration of ordinance number 2026-05, authorizing exchange of parcels of real property and substantially equal value with Anish, ANNSH LLC. City Attorney.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. The City of Show Low owns real property within the city, generally described as assessor parcel numbers 210-19062, 210-19050, and 210-18-015P. ANNSH LLC owns real property in the city of Show Low, generally described as assessor's parcel number 210-19-007B. Parties desire to exchange portions of the parcels for the benefit of the Timothy McKay Memorial Park. ANNSH LLC will exchange approximately 4,262 square feet to the city, and the city will exchange 6,716 square feet to ANNSH LLC. Arizona Revised Statute, Section 9-407, allows for the exchange of real property owned by the city. The statute requires that the exchange of property be done by ordinance after the exchange has been published in the local newspaper. A notice of intent has been published in the local newspaper. The exchange of the property must be substantially equal value. Due to the topography and the usability of the portions of the property being exchanged, the portions are substantially equal in value. Ordinance number 2026-5 finds that the portions of the parcels are of substantially equal value and authorizes the mayor to execute the necessary documents to trade the city-owned property for the privately owned property as shown in the attached maps. Staff recommends that council adopt ordinance number 2026-05 and approve the agreement for the exchange of the real property with ANNSH LLC.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Yeah, let me have John. Before we do, anybody else got any questions? I can have city clerk read ordinance, since all council members have a copy.
Thank you, Mayor.
You guys laugh because you think I'm going to forget every time. I have a professional over here.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. City of Show Low ordinance number 2026-05, an ordinance of the mayor and council of the city of Show Low, Arizona, authorizing the exchange of parcels of real property of substantially equal value.
Thank you. Now I'll bring it back to the council for questions or motions.
Make a motion.
Go ahead, Councilman Adams.
I move to adopt ordinance number 2026-05 and approving the agreement for the exchange of real property with ANNSH LLC.
Okay, I got a motion. I got a second by the vice mayor. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Next item on the agenda will be a public hearing regarding final budget to fiscal year ending June 30th, 2027, and proposed secondary property tax levy and consideration of resolution number R 2026-17, adopting final budget for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2027. Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight I have a quick PowerPoint presentation for the final budget, and then after the presentation, we'll have a public hearing, and then a motion from the council to adopt the final budget for fiscal year 2027. The final budget presented tonight is the same that was approved by the council at our previous meeting on June 2nd, and all the budget numbers are the same. So tonight we do have the hearing and final adoption, and then on July 22nd, we'll adopt the secondary tax rate. A reminder of the goals and priorities of the council that are considered when putting the budget together. The slide shows our adopted budget versus actual. Our local sales tax is budgeted in fiscal year 27 at $18 million, which is about $4 million under what we anticipate if we stay about the same as we are this year. We do have operating reserves of $8.4 million, and that does include the $1 million voter mandated reserve from when permanent base was passed back in 2016. For the Streetlight Improvement District, we have a budget of $300,000, and this is citywide levy that pays for utility costs for street and park lights. The tax rate for fiscal year 27 will remain unchanged at 0.1401 per $100 of assessed value, and this is approximately $53 on a home valued at $450,000. So what's next? We open for a public hearing, and then the council will consider adopting the final budget. I'm available for any questions.
Any questions or comments? At this time, I'll open up to a public hearing. Seeing nobody sprint up here, Doug, I'll close the public hearing, turn it back to the council for comments or motions or questions. Councilman Whipple,
I'll make a motion.
go ahead.
I move to adopt resolution number R2026-17, adopting the final budget for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2027, in the amount of $149,615,506.
Got a motion. I'll go ahead and second the motion. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Okay, at this time, the city council will recess into a special meeting of the Show Low Bluff Community Facilities District Board to adopt the tentative budget for fiscal year 2026-27 for the district. Not yet. Okay, I will call this meeting to order. See, all members are present. All board members are present except for Board Member Hatch. First item on the agenda is a public hearing for consideration of resolution number R2602, adopting the final budget for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2027. Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Chairman and Board. Tonight I have a presentation for the final budget for the Show Low Bluff CFD. Fiscal year 2027 final budget of $168,580. The district was formed by property owners in 2005 and is a separate unit of government from the city of Show Low. All debt issued must be covered by the district's assessed value, and the benefit of the debt must be for the district, mostly for infrastructure. 2 separate bonds were issued. The GO bond was paid in full in 2018. The assessment bond was issued in 2007 for $2,014,000. The Show Low Bluff Development owns 65 parcels, which is 28.6%, and the unbudgeted reserve is $223,000. So the beginning fund balance for this year's budget will be $306,964, and then annual assessment billings, they're one annual with principal and interest, and then a December billing, which is interest only. So we'll have a public hearing tonight, and then final budget adoption from the board.
Thank you, sir. At this time, is there any questions? I will open this up to a public hearing. Seeing nobody run, I'll close the public hearing and turn it back to the council for any motions or questions. Board Member Kakavas.
I move to adopt resolution number R 2026-02, adopting the final budget in the amount of $168,580.
Got a motion, got a second by Member Adams. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Next item on the agenda is approval of a special meeting on June 2nd, 2026.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of June 2nd, 2026 of the CFD.
Got a motion. I'll go ahead and second it. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. This time we'll adjourn back to our regular council meeting. In a minute. Oh, don't erase. Next item on the agenda is summary of current events.
Anything, Mayor?
You don't want to brag about that car show?
That car show was pretty cool. That was hard. It was hard picking one car, but that truck was beautiful.
Good.
It's a good opportunity. Thanks for letting me do that, Mayor.
Anybody else?
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. One of the things I was able to just come from, actually, kind of had to hurry up and get home and changed, was I was over at the fields at Frontier Fields, and we were doing flag football, and it was awesome. It was great. I was sitting there. I was able to coach my son. I was able to see probably a couple hundred kids there out enjoying this beautiful weather that we're having and beautiful fields and all that. So I want to give, Mikey Mariscal a shout out as our community services director. I know it was just over a year ago when Mikey took over and had a conversation with our city manager and said, hey, I think they would do great if we had flag football here in our community. And Mikey was like, yeah, we definitely do. And he and his team started working on that. I know they partnered with the high school, Coach Boyce and Kevin Johnson with the with the Parks and Rec Department and Terry Wade and her team. And so I feel like it's we really have a top-notch program there. It was great to see all these kids being able to get out to play with their friends and to learn skills. And it was sponsored by the NFL, I think. And so really cool program. So my hat's off to Mikey and the Community Service Department for a very great program that a lot of kids are participating in. So it's really cool to see that. So
Thank you, Councilman Clark. Anybody else down there? Real quick, I just want to let everybody know, I'm sure the city manager, this will be our last meeting till about the third Tuesday of, I believe, July. But I just want to tell everybody, just be careful during the holidays. We know we're going to get 20,000 people up here, and our police departments and our staff is going to get overworked with Public Works. Just be careful. The other thing that I've noticed, just driving up the Deusa clubs, and I've kind of had this conversation with the city manager, is some of our businesses on the Deusa clubs aren't taking pride like they should with the front of their buildings, and it's kind of embarrassing. I mean, we're going to get all these people up here, and of course, the leader of that is our own post office. But some of these properties are not even taken care of at all, and it's very, very, very disappointing when we beautify our community with our parks and our roads, and we do everything we can. We plant all these trees, and then you drive down the Deusa clubs and you get a half a dozen of these businesses that look like they're abandoned. Some of them are, I get it, but somebody also owns those businesses. So I just want to challenge any business out there that's on the Deusa clubs. We're going to have a lot of people up here, and I wouldn't want my name on a sign with a terrible looking frontage of my property just because I don't want to take care of it. I just think you need to take pride in your business, especially out on the Deusa clubs where everybody's going to see it. I hate to say it, but I even at my home, I do that. I take care of the bar ditch in front of my house. Yeah, my cities might have to or supposed to, but I think we all should take pride in our frontage of our properties, and especially our businesses, and especially the Deusa clubs. Anyway, that was my kind of I just wish everybody would take a little bit more pride in what we're trying to do to Sholo and clean up your own business frontage. Anyway, city manager.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few items to point out to people. This Saturday, we have the free family fishing day at Fools Hollow Lake. First 100 kids will get a free fishing license and get to try out fishing. Poles and tackle available for the kids. It's from 7 to 11 a.m. We have the farmers market that's ongoing every week from 9 a.m. to 1. And then our 4th of July festivities are on Saturday, July 4th. They begin with the parade at 9 a.m. along the Deusa clubs. Splash Zone will take place immediately following the parade at Frontier Fields. At 3 p.m., the gates open at the Sholo High School football stadium for Freedom Fest. There's music, food vendors, and other activities. And then our fireworks display begins about 9 p.m., weather permitting. If you need any information, you can go to our website to see the list of events and the traffic detours. And we are still accepting 4th of July parade applications, so get yours in as soon as you can. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you. Scheduling of meetings.
As the mayor mentioned, our next meeting is on Tuesday, July 21st. That'll be our next meeting.
Okay. Remember, as we preach, right turns only in Sholo all summer, please. No more business before this council. I'll adjourn this meeting.